How's it going, everybody? The first half of the spring sale just started on PlayStation. It's running from now until April 8th, and there's a ton of absolute bangers on sale for up to 75% off. Every day, I put together lists of the top games you can get at a deep discount, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's video. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get straight into it. For $10, 75% off, Disco Elysium: The Final Cut is a narrative RPG where you play a deeply flawed detective unraveling a murder while carving your own path through the city of Revachol. With fully voiced dialogue, a unique skill system that shapes your thoughts and actions, and unparalleled player choice that lets you interrogate, manipulate, or self-destruct in unforgettable ways, it delivers one of the most original role-playing experiences ever made. It's a 92 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $10, 75% off, Resident Evil 3 is a survival horror game where you play as Jill Valentine, one of the last people in Raccoon City witnessing Umbrella's atrocities. You'll evade and fight relentless enemies, including the unstoppable Nemesis, explore tense, atmospheric environments, and solve environmental puzzles, while scavenging limited resources, crafting essential tools, and uncovering hidden story elements that reveal the city's dark secrets. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $10, 50% off, Yakuza 6: The Song of Life follows Kazuma Kiryu 3 years after Yakuza 5 as he seeks a quiet life, only to find Haruka in a coma and her young son Haruto in danger. To protect Haruto, Kiryu travels to Onomichi in Hiroshima, navigating a merciless underworld of rival Yakuza factions, relying on unlikely allies, and exploring a richly detailed city filled with side activities, minigames, hidden secrets, and tense street brawls. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $10, 75% off, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition is a remastered open-world fantasy RPG where you explore the vast province of Skyrim as the Dragonborn, a hero born with the power to combat dragons, shape the world's fate, and influence political factions. The game features enhanced visuals, remastered effects, volumetric god rays, dynamic depth of field, and screen space reflections that bring the province to life in stunning detail. It's a 92 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 125 hours to platinum. For $10, 75% off, The Pathless is a mythic adventure where you play as the Hunter, a master archer exploring a vast, mystical island alongside your loyal eagle companion to dispel a curse of darkness that threatens the land. You'll perform fluid acrobatics, execute trick shots with a unique archery system, and soar through forests, meadows, and snowy tundras, while solving ancient puzzles and learning the island's dark, haunting hidden history. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $6, 90% off, Assassin's Creed Origins is an action-adventure RPG set in ancient Egypt where you explore deserts, cities, tombs, and the Nile while uncovering the origin of the Assassin's Brotherhood. You'll battle factions and beasts, sail along the river, loot and master weapons with varying characteristics, develop your skills through progression systems, and engage in strategic combat that rewards planning, timing, and precision. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $10, 33% off, Undertale is a quirky, genre-defying RPG where you explore a world full of strange, lovable characters and face moral choices that determine how your unique story unfolds. You'll navigate turn-based battles where negotiation can replace violence, and dodge enemy attacks in a unique system that blends strategy with bullet hell mechanics, all while encountering charming pixel art and a story full of unexpected twists. It's a 93 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $10, 50% off, Night in the Woods is a story-driven adventure where you play as Mae Borowski, a college dropout returning to her hometown of Possum Springs, only to discover that everything has changed in unsettling ways. You'll explore a vibrant town, meet quirky characters, uncover mysteries in the woods, and engage in activities like playing bass, hanging out, or jumping between rooftops while piecing together the town's secrets. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $7, 75% off, Judgment is a gritty action detective thriller from the creators of the Yakuza series that follows disgraced lawyer-turned-private eye Takayuki Yagami as he hunts a serial killer through Kamurocho's neon-soaked streets. Investigate crime scenes, tail suspects, and gather evidence in a tense story that explores corruption, redemption, and the blurred line between truth and justice, all while uncovering the city's darkest secrets. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 120 hours to platinum. For $8, 80% off, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is an epic dark fantasy RPG updated for a new generation with enhanced visuals, ray tracing, and immersive DualSense support. Play as Geralt, a monster hunter, and hunt a wide variety of beasts using swords, magic, and alchemy, while navigating morally complex choices, upgrading weapons and armor, and engage in side activities like card games, fist fights, and horse races across diverse environments. It's a 93 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 110 hours to platinum. For $10, 80% off, BioShock The Collection is a remastered anthology of the award-winning BioShock series, where you return to the haunting city of Rapture in the skybound Columbia to experience their gripping, story-driven worlds. You'll explore richly detailed environments and engage in intense combat with a mix of powers, weapons, and strategy, while uncovering the dark histories of these iconic settings. It's a 92 average on game rankings, average trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 65 hours to get all 3 platinums. For $8, 80% off, Catherine Full Body is a captivating puzzle adventure where you follow Vincent, a man torn between his long-term girlfriend, Catherine, the alluring Catherine, and the innocent Rin, as he navigates love, temptation, and personal turmoil. What begins as a provocative, relationship-driven story evolves into intense, nightmarish climbing challenges that test your wits, reflexes, and decision-making under pressure. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 75 hours to platinum. For $6, 75% off, Overcooked 2 is a chaotic co-op party game that sends you back to the Onion Kingdom to save the world once again through frantic kitchen action and fast-paced teamwork challenges under pressure. With local and online multiplayer for up to 4 players, constantly shifting kitchens filled with hazards, and a wide variety of recipes like sushi, burgers, and cakes, it delivers non-stop teamwork-driven chaos and laughs. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $8, 60% off, Final Fantasy IX is a classic turn-based RPG where you follow Zidane, Princess Garnet, and a young mage Vivi as they embark on an emotional, crystal-centered adventure across a beautifully realized, storybook-like world. You'll explore kingdoms, forests, and dungeons, engage in strategic party-based battles, acquire abilities, and uncover secrets while forming bonds with a memorable cast in a tale full of humor, heart, and intrigue. It's a 92 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $10, 67% off, Subnautica drops you onto an alien ocean world where survival depends on exploration, resource management, and ingenuity, blending breathtaking underwater environments with tense, immersive survival gameplay. From sunlit coral reefs to perilous deep-sea trenches, lava fields, and rivers, you'll navigate ecosystems teeming with both helpful and dangerous creatures, while managing oxygen, crafting tools, and scavenging resources. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $10, 75% off, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is a gothic horror action side-scrolling RPG set in 19th century England, where you play as Miriam, an orphan cursed by an alchemist whose body slowly crystallizes. You'll explore a demon-infested castle, battle grotesque minions and powerful bosses, and collect, craft, and unlock a vast array of weapons, spells, and equipment to customize your combat style and overcome supernatural horrors. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 30 hours to platinum. For $6, 90% off, the Batman Arkham Collection delivers the definitive versions of Rocksteady's Arkham trilogy, including all content in one action-packed package. You'll experience remastered visuals and gameplay across Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight, using Batman's gadgets, combat skills, and detective abilities to confront Gotham's villains, explore locations, and tackle stealth challenges. It's a 91 average on game rankings, average trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 120 hours to get all 3 platinums. For $6, 80% off, Dishonored 2 is a first-person stealth action game where mysticism and industry collide in the plague-ridden Empire of the Isles. You play as either Empress Emily Caldwin or her father, Corvo Attano, each with their own supernatural abilities, weapons, and playstyles, in a story of revenge and political intrigue set in the steampunk-inspired city of Karnaca, where every mission offers creative freedom to strike from the shadows. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $7, 70% off, Superhot is a stylish, mind-bending first-person shooter where time only moves when you move, transforming every firefight into a tense, strategic puzzle that blends careful planning with explosive bursts of violence. Fight through stark white arenas using time-bending mechanics, improvised weapon grabs, and precise slow-motion gunfights that make every bullet, swing, and dodge feel cinematic and intensely tactical. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For For $10, 67% off, Subnautica Below Zero is a standalone underwater survival adventure where you return to planet 4546b and explore an Arctic region while searching for answers about your sister's disappearance beneath its frozen waves. You'll navigate bioluminescent depths, uncover Altera facilities, and traverse crystal caverns as you gather resources, craft gear, and build bases that support story-driven exploration across unpredictable waters. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $6, 60% off, Resident Evil Code Veronica X continues the saga of Claire and Chris Redfield as they struggle to survive against zombies and monstrous experiments created by the Umbrella Corporation. Scavenge for weapons, ammo, and key items while facing horrifying creatures lurking in twisted corridors as you explore the Rockport Island facility and Antarctic base, uncovering secrets that reveal the unsettling truth behind the Ashford twins. It's an 82 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $10, 50% off, Chicory, A Colorful Tale is a top-down adventure game set in a vibrant, interactive coloring book world where you can draw on anything to explore, solve puzzles, and help friends. You'll use your painting powers to manipulate the environment, unlock new abilities, and discover a charming world full of over 100 animal characters while completing side missions and customizing your character with clothes, plants, and furniture. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $6, 70% off, Star Ocean Till the End of Time is a classic JRPG where you explore vast worlds, uncover the deepest secrets of the Star Ocean universe, and engage in a dynamic real-time combat system blending strategy, skill, and action. You'll traverse diverse planets, meet richly written characters, and experience an epic story balancing personal drama, interstellar conflict, and universe-altering revelations that reshape everything. It's an 81 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 130 hours to platinum. For $9, 85% off, Watch Dogs Legion is an open-world action-adventure where you build a resistance to reclaim a near-future London on the brink of collapse, fighting a powerful surveillance state while shaping the city's future. Recruit and play as virtually anyone in the city, each with unique skills and backstories, using their abilities to hack drones, deploy spider bots, and take down enemies combining stealth, combat, and high-tech tactics. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $10, 83% off, Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown is a thrilling flight combat game that puts you in the cockpit as an ace pilot, soaring through photorealistic skies and engaging in dogfights against enemy forces. Experience dynamic weather and environmental effects that challenge your piloting skills while completing cinematic missions, taking down squadrons, and mastering advanced aircraft in a campaign blending strategy with high-speed aerial action. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $6, 75% off, Bayonetta is the original cult classic action-adventure game that introduces the formidable Umbra Witch, who awakens after 500 years with no memory of her mysterious past or the dark forces pursuing her. Thrust immediately into chaotic battles, she must confront countless angels and demons using stylish, combo-driven combat and acrobatic gunplay, while unraveling the truth behind her origins and reclaiming her lost power. It's an 88 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $6, 70% off, Inscryption is a dark, mind-bending card-based adventure blending deck-building roguelike mechanics, escape room-style puzzles, and psychological horror. Acquire a deck of woodland creature cards through draft, surgery, and self-mutilation, uncover hidden secrets within Leshy's cabin, and navigate increasingly disturbing challenges that twist reality, testing both your wits and courage while keeping you constantly on edge. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $6, 70% off, Star Ocean The Last Hope is a sci-fi JRPG set after Earth's devastation in World War III, following humanity's first steps into deep space during an ambitious interstellar exploration era in search of a new home. You'll explore distant planets, form relationships with alien races, and engage in fast-paced, real-time combat with skill-based mechanics and party-driven strategies, while uncovering a threat that endangers all of creation. It's a 76 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 500 hours to platinum. For $7, 75% off, Alien Isolation is a first-person survival horror game where Amanda Ripley searches a remote space station for clues about her mother, while an unstoppable xenomorph stalks her every move from the shadows. You'll creep through claustrophobic corridors as you manage scarce resources and use careful stealth to slip past hostile humans, malfunctioning androids, and the creature itself, while the station grows increasingly unstable. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $10, 50% off, Neva is an emotionally charged action-adventure from the creators of Gree, following Alba, a young woman bound to a curious wolf cub, as they navigate a world slowly decaying around them, filled with secrets, danger, and moments of quiet reflection. Together, they embark on a perilous journey, learning to cooperate, face dark forces, and grow stronger as the wolf evolves from a rebellious cub into a powerful, loyal companion. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $9, 70% off, South Park: The Fractured But Whole is a hilarious RPG where you play the new kid, joining Stan, Kyle, Kenny, Cartman, and friends in a crime-fighting adventure through the chaotic, crime-ridden streets of South Park. Customize your superhero, recruit a roster of bizarre allies like Mysterian, Toolshed, and Human Kite, and engage in strategic, turn-based combat that combines powers, gadgets, and environmental interactions. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $10, 80% off, Mortal Kombat 1 ushers in a reborn Mortal Kombat universe crafted by the fire god Liu Kang, delivering fast-paced, brutal fighting action that both longtime fans and newcomers can fully enjoy across beautifully realized stages. You'll master a revamped combat system with deeper combos, execute devastating fatalities and brutal special moves, and explore new and returning game modes while battling iconic and new characters. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $8, 80% off, Far Cry New Dawn is an open-world first-person shooter set in a vibrant, colorful, yet dangerous post-apocalyptic Hope County, Montana, 17 years after a global nuclear catastrophe reshapes the land. You'll battle the ruthless Highwayman twins in solo or online co-op, build up your home base with recruited specialists, and scavenge resources across reimagined locations to survive and thrive while unlocking new weapons and abilities. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $10, 50% off, Everybody's Golf is a lighthearted, accessible golf game where you can swing, putt, and drive through creatively designed courses using just 3 button clicks, with colorful environments and relaxing gameplay. Customize your character, explore side activities like fishing and karting, and develop your skills through challenge modes while enjoying vibrant environments and charming animations. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, and there's some online trophies that can't be unlocked anymore, making the platinum unobtainable. For $8, 80% off, Prey Deluxe Edition is a first-person sci-fi immersive sim from award-winning Arcane Studios that reimagines the franchise with intense psychological twists aboard the doomed Talos 1 space station. You'll survive a hostile alien outbreak using a variety of weapons and creative player-driven problem-solving, then dive into the challenging roguelike Mooncrash DLC and the tense multiplayer hide-and-seek mode Typhon Hunter. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 45 hours to platinum. For $6, 80% off, Trover Saves the Universe is an offbeat comedy adventure where your dogs have been dognapped by a lunatic using their life essence to destroy the entire cosmos, and only you and Trover, a reluctant purple eye-hole monster, can save everything. Explore alien worlds, solve puzzles, and make morally questionable choices, while upgrading both Trover and yourself with unique abilities and fast-paced, chaotic, and often absurd gameplay. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $7, 70% off, 12 Minutes is a real-time, top-down interactive thriller where a romantic evening turns into a nightmare after a police detective bursts in, accuses your wife of murder, and kills you, only for you to wake up moments before it all happens again. Trapped in a relentless 12-minute time loop, you must use observation, deduction, and perfect timing to unravel the mystery, alter events, and find a way to break the cycle once and for all. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $8, 80% off, Vampyr is a narrative-driven action RPG set in 1918 London, where you play as Dr. Jonathan Reed, a physician newly turned vampire torn between his duty to heal and his growing thirst for blood. You'll stalk the city's fog-drenched streets, battling vampire hunters and supernatural foes while deciding who to feed on to survive, with every death reshaping the intricate web of relationships among London's desperate citizens. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $6, 50% off, Sayonara Wild Hearts is an action game where you ride motorcycles, skate, and engage in fast-paced combat while chasing high scores, performing stunts, and breaking hearts at 200 miles an hour. As the heart of a young woman shatters, the balance of the universe is disturbed, and a diamond butterfly guides her through a surreal highway in the sky to confront her masked alter ego, the Fool, while mastering each rhythm-based challenge. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $8, 60% off, Castlevania Anniversary Collection is a compilation of classic 2D action platformers that trace the origins of the legendary vampire hunting franchise, featuring 8 beloved games plus the previously untranslated Kid Dracula. You'll explore the gothic castles and haunted landscapes of each title and master type platforming and combat mechanics, while uncovering the lore of the Belmont clan and their allies. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 20 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $7, 75% off, Astroneer is a colorful open-world sandbox adventure where you reshape entire planets using a deform tool while crafting, building, and surviving across a vast, procedurally generated solar system. Traverse 7 unique planets, dig through caves and explore mysterious cores, and snap together components to build bases and vehicles, all while experimenting with automation systems and creative contraptions. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 70 hours to platinum. For $9, 65% off, Viewfinder is a mind-bending first-person puzzle adventure that lets you reshape reality by bringing photographs, sketches, and postcards to life in the world around you. As you explore multiple interconnected hub worlds, you'll manipulate the environment, uncover hidden secrets, and solve inventive spatial puzzles that challenge perception, logic, and creativity at every turn, while gradually revealing the mysterious story behind the world. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $6, 80% off, Civilization VI is a turn-based strategy masterpiece where you build an empire to stand the test of time, exploring new lands, researching technologies, conquering enemies, and competing against history's greatest leaders to create the ultimate civilization. This PlayStation 4 edition includes the latest game updates and 4 major DLC packs, adding new civilizations, leaders, and scenarios to expand your strategic options. It's an 89 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $10, 50% off, Thank Goodness You're Here is a quirky comedy slapformer where you play a traveling salesman exploring the eccentric northern English town of Barnsworth, completing increasingly bizarre and hilarious odd jobs. You'll navigate side-scrolling action vignettes and top-down exploration, interact with colorful, fully voiced townsfolk, and uncover new areas and stranger tasks as your antics shape the town in unexpected ways. It's an 85 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $6, 70% off, Elite Dangerous is a massive open-world space simulator where you explore a fully realized Milky Way, trade, fight, and survive in a vast, connected galaxy shaped by player actions and evolving narratives. Start with a small starship and credits, upgrade your ships, explore planets, and participate in multi-crew co-op, Horizon's planetary missions, or massive multiplayer battles across 400 billion star systems. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 400 hours to platinum. For $10, 60% off, Jusant is a meditative action puzzle climbing game where you ascend a mysterious, towering structure at your own pace, exploring alternative paths and unraveling secrets from a long-lost civilization, while enjoying moments of quiet reflection and discovery. Master your climbing tools, manage your stamina, and navigate changing environments while uncovering clues about the tower's past and discovering the best routes to your goals. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $5, 83% off, Titanfall 2 Ultimate Edition is a first-person shooter where you pilot agile titans and skilled pilots through vertical combat across futuristic battlefields, combining parkour and firepower to dominate the chaotic frontier. You'll experience the full single-player campaign and competitive multiplayer, and use all unlocked titans, pilot classes, and advanced loadouts from the Jumpstart pack while customizing weapons and war paints. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $10, 86% off, The Quarry is a cinematic horror adventure where you play as 9 summer camp counselors trapped in Hackett's Quarry, facing bloodthirsty locals and a far darker, supernatural threat. You'll make critical choices for each character, influence who survives, and experience high-tension sequences brought to life by incredible performances from a star-studded cast, including David Arquette, Ariel Winter, and Brenda Song. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $10, 50% off, Knights and Bikes is a 2D action adventure set on a British island in the 1980s, following best friends Nessa and Demelza as they explore Penfurzy in search of a legendary lost treasure in a whimsical, Goonies-inspired coming-of-age story. You'll pedal through windswept beaches, deep forests, and ancient ruins, using frisbees, water balloons, and quirky gadgets to overcome obstacles, collect trinkets, upgrade your bikes, and solve puzzles. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $7, 75% off, Observer System Redux is a cyberpunk psychological horror game that casts you as neural detective Daniel Lazarski in the dystopian year 2084. Investigate a grimy Krakow apartment block using neural interrogations, Dream Eater mind dives, and redesigned stealth mechanics, while experiencing PS5 enhancements like 4K resolution and HDR lighting, and new side cases like Errant Signal for fearful symmetry and It Runs in the Family. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $10, 60% off, Rogue Legacy 2 is a roguelite where each heir in your lineage has unique traits and abilities, shaping your progress through a constantly evolving adventure filled with risk, discovery, and long-term progression. Explore procedurally generated kingdoms, master a wide variety of classes, and uncover permanent upgrades while engaging in Metroidvania-style exploration across ever-changing biomes and challenging enemy encounters. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $10, 90% off, the XCOM 2 collection is a massive turn-based strategy epic where you lead a desperate global resistance to overthrow Advent and reclaim Earth from brutal alien occupation forces. Command elite squads through permadeath tactical missions, manage your mobile Avenger base with deep research and resource systems, and face deadly new rulers in War of the Chosen alongside DLC like Alien Hunters and Shen's Last Gift. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 9 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $8, 80% off, Ashen is an open-world action RPG where you play a wanderer seeking a place to call home, navigating a vast, punishing world filled with danger, secrets, and opportunities for discovery. Encounter other players in a passive multiplayer system, choosing to fight together or go it alone, while exploring dynamic, beautifully crafted environments from murky bogs to sprawling fjords, ancient palaces, and hidden ruins teeming with lore. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $7, 65% off, Disney Classic Games Aladdin and the Lion King brings two beloved Disney platformers back to modern consoles, letting you relive the magic of Aladdin and Simba's adventures with updated features and accessibility. You can play multiple versions from across the years, instantly rewind tricky sections, save progress anytime, and explore interactive playthroughs while enjoying behind-the-scenes museum content. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $10, 80% off, Valkyria Chronicles 4 Complete Edition is a tactical RPG set during the Second European War, following Commander Claude Wallace and Squad E as they fight for the Federation's survival. Lead turn-based battles through the Blitz system, deploy units like Scouts, Shock Troopers, and Grenadiers, and experience an emotional war story expanded with the two Valkyria, expert-level skirmishes, and a united front with Squad 7 DLC. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $6, 75% off, Nobody Wants to Die is a noir-style narrative adventure set in New York, 2329, where immortality comes at a cost and the lines between right and wrong blur. Play as Detective James Cara, investigating a serial killer who targets the city's elite, using time manipulation augmentations and advanced technology to reconstruct events and expose dark secrets in a society where death is a distant memory and morality is optional. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $9, 85% off, the LEGO Marvel Collection is an action-adventure bundle featuring 3 LEGO Marvel games and all their Season Pass content. Smash through levels in LEGO Marvel Superheroes against Loki, relive MCU battles in LEGO Marvel's Avengers, and face Kang the Conqueror in LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2 with time-hopping stages, massive character rosters, and drop-in co-op across all 3 campaigns. It's a 75 average on OpenCritic, average trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 130 hours to get all 3 platinums. For $9, 85% off, Wolfenstein 2 The New Colossus Deluxe Edition is a brutal first-person shooter where BJ Blazkowicz fights to liberate Nazi-controlled America in a gritty, action-packed, story-driven campaign filled with intense moments. Battle through iconic locations, wield a powerful arsenal, and unleash aggressive abilities, while experiencing all DLC episodes included in the Freedom Chronicles and additional narrative-driven missions. It's an 87 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 10 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $10, 50% off, Yakuza 5 Remastered expands the Dragon of Dojima's saga across 5 interconnected cities, 5 playable protagonists, and a sprawling story about loyalty, ambition, and the unbreakable bonds that tie the Yakuza together. After trying to live a quiet life as a cab driver, Kiryu is once again drawn into Japan's criminal underworld as tensions between the Tojo clan and Omi Alliance threaten to ignite a full-scale, bloody war. It's an 84 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 120 hours to platinum. For $7, 75% off, Bellseal: Arbiter's Mark is a story-driven tactical RPG, following Arbiter Kairi as she fights to maintain order under the Immortal Council. Command squads across elevation-based battlefields and turn-based encounters, customize your roster through a deep class system with 20-plus classes and 200 abilities, and outfit your army with crafted or looted gear while progressing through 40-plus story missions and challenging endgame content. It's an 83 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 60 hours to platinum. For $10, 84% off, God Eater 2 Rage Burst is an anime-style action RPG where a new recruit battles origami during the deadly Black Plague outbreak. Wield transforming god arcs in fast-paced hunts, master over 400 blood arts and blood bullets to customize your combat style, unlock powerful skills and upgrade your weapons, and team up online in 4-player co-op missions against towering origami across a fully voiced over 100-hour campaign. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 90 hours to platinum. For $9, 75% off, Still Wakes the Deep is a tense first-person horror game from the Chinese Room, placing you aboard a 1970s North Sea oil rig as a worker struggling to survive a vicious storm in an unimaginable horror. Explore beautifully realized, evolving rig with no weapons, relying on wits and determination to sneak, climb, swim, and avoid a relentless, terrifying presence in storm-battered, claustrophobic, constantly shifting environments. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $9, 77% off, Double Dragon in Kunio-kun Retro Brawler Bundle is a classic beat-em-up collection featuring 18 arcade and console titles from 2 iconic series with updated features, modern enhancements, and English translations. Play original or quality-up versions, experience local and online multiplayer, and customize visuals, sound, and avatars while exploring a wide variety of retro brawlers and sports spin-offs. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, and I'm not sure about trophy difficulty or time to platinum as it's such a small sample size. For $7, 75% off, Wasteland 2 Director's Cut is a post-apocalyptic tactical RPG where you lead a desert ranger squad across a brutal wasteland shaped by your choices. Tackle turn-based combat with over 150 weapons, solve quests through lockpicking or brute force, and navigate reactive storylines where short and long-term decisions permanently alter towns, factions, companions, and even entire regions of the Arizona and California wastelands. It's an 81 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $10, 50% off, Yakuza 4 Remastered is an action-adventure crime drama that follows Kazuma Kiryu, Shun Akiyama, Taiga Seijima, and Masayoshi Tanimura as they investigate a murder tied to the Tojo clan. Switch between 4 fighting styles across Kamurocho streets, tackle side stories and minigames like hostess clubs and underground arenas, and unravel a conspiracy fueled by money, power, and a mysterious woman at its center. It's an 80 on game rankings, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 80 hours to platinum. For $5, 65% off, Grim Fandango Remastered is a critically acclaimed adventure game following Manny Calavera, a travel agent for the dead, through 4 years of his life, mystery, and intrigue in a stylish, film noir-inspired world full of charm. You'll solve puzzles, meet memorable characters, and uncover a rich story of corruption, romance, and redemption while enjoying updated controls, high-resolution textures, and dynamic lighting. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $6, 80% off, Pumpkin Jack is a spooky, scary 3D platformer where you embody Jack, the mythical pumpkin lord, and dive into an epic adventure helping the evil annihilate the good across otherworldly landscapes. Jump, run, and climb through unique, colorful levels filled with physics-based puzzles, dynamic combat against challenging beasts, unlockable weapons, and quirky companions like a haughty owl and snarky crow to aid your journey. It's a 74 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $10, 75% off, Dead or Alive 5 Last Round is a fast-paced fighting game where you face off in cinematic, high-impact battles using fluid combat, advanced counter mechanics, and combo-driven action across diverse arenas. Choose from the largest roster in series history, battle across returning and new stages, and master character-specific techniques, while enjoying updated graphics, skin shading, and special effects that make every fight visually striking. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $8, 60% off, the Contra Anniversary Collection brings the classic run-and-gun franchise to modern platforms and introduces a new generation of players to its intense, action-packed gameplay. Blast through waves of enemies and epic bosses while enjoying a digital bonus book filled with concept documents, the official franchise chronology, an exclusive interview with the veteran producer, and other behind-the-scenes content. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 15 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $6, 80% off, The King of Fighters 14 is a fighting game featuring a roster of 50 characters ready to duke it out in King of Fighters' classic 3-on-3 team versus battle system. Experience refined online features, a variety of user-friendly game modes, and an epic storyline that spans multiple arcs, tournaments, and rivalries, while mastering flashy combos, team mechanics, character-specific special moves, and advanced strategies to dominate opponents. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $6, 70% off, Cardo is a charming, hand-drawn adventure game built around a unique, world-altering puzzle mechanic where you manipulate the map to reshape the environment and unlock previously inaccessible areas. Use these powerful cartography abilities to solve clever environmental puzzles, assist a quirky and memorable cast of characters, explore diverse regions, and guide Cardo on her heartfelt journey back to her long-lost family. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $10, 75% off, Riders Republic is a massive multiplayer extreme sports playground where you can ride bikes, skis, snowboards, or wingsuits and explore an open-world sports paradise filled with chaos, competition, and tricks. Race, grind, and battle against over 20 players simultaneously across iconic U.S. national parks like Yosemite, Zion, and Bryce Canyon, customizing your character and taking on both career challenges and multiplayer events. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 55 hours to platinum. For $7, 90% off, Need for Speed Heat Deluxe Edition is a high-octane racing game where you hustle by day and risk it all by night, battling a city's rogue police force while climbing the ranks of street racing's elite. The Deluxe Edition adds exclusive starter cars, special wraps, and high-performance vehicles like the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution X, BMW i8 Coupe, and Mercedes C63 AMG, giving racers an early advantage in unique customization options. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $8, 80% off, The Surge 2 Premium Edition is a challenging sci-fi action RPG set in the chaotic Jericho City, where armored soldiers enforce martial law, rogue robots run amok, and a deadly nanostorm threatens the skyline. The Premium Edition includes the full game plus all Season Pass content, featuring the Kraken Story expansion, the Borax 1 Quantum Mace, the Public Enemy Weapon Pack, and Jericho's Legacy Gear Pack. It's a 77 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $6, 70% off, Citizen Sleeper is a narrative-driven sci-fi RPG where you play a digitized human consciousness in an artificial body, escaping the corporation that owns you. Use dice-driven tabletop-inspired mechanics, build meaningful relationships with salvagers and hackers who shape branching storylines, and hack into the station's cloud to uncover corporate secrets and rogue AI conspiracies across the complete expanded episode arc. It's an 84 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $8, 80% off, Kingdom Come Deliverance Royal Edition delivers a historically grounded open-world RPG, where you play as Henry, a blacksmith's son caught in a brutal civil war and forced onto a path of vengeance and survival. With all major DLC included, you'll manage a settlement, pursue memorable side stories, and dive deeper into character-driven quests that expand the game's scale, variety, and emotional weight across dozens of hours of exploration. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $8, 60% off, UnderMine is an action-adventure roguelike about descending into a dangerous dungeon to uncover its hidden secrets, one peasant at a time. Each run challenges you to balance greed and survival as you dig deeper, uncover relics, face enemies, and gradually unlock secrets of the dungeon, while discovering the fates of its trapped inhabitants, unlocking shortcuts, and experimenting with item combinations that alter gameplay. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 65 hours to platinum. For $6, 70% off, Far Changing Tides is an atmospheric adventure about guiding a lone boy across a flooded world in search of a new home. Navigate treacherous seas and abandoned ruins as you raise sails, dive for salvage, and experiment with your ship's mechanics, letting the serene yet tense world unfold through exploration and quiet moments of discovery, uncovering secrets, solving puzzles, and slowly learning the story of a lost civilization. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $9, 90% off, Sniper Elite 4 Deluxe Edition is a tactical third-person shooter set in World War II, featuring long-range sniping and expansive combat across Italy. Move through sun-drenched villages, dense forests, and fortified Nazi strongholds while coordinating with the Italian resistance, using stealth, explosives, and precision shooting to execute takedowns, complete objectives, and uncover intel that reveals deeper threats throughout the campaign. It's a 78 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 50 hours to platinum. For $6, 70% off, Rogue Flight is a breathtaking arcade space combat game that channels the style of prestige 80s and 90s anime, putting you in the cockpit of an advanced light fighter to take down the rogue AI Argus and save the Sol system. Navigate high-speed stages, battle swarming enemies, and master dozens of weapons while upgrading your ship, customizing badges and liveries, and chasing multiple story paths that lead to different endings. It's an 82 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $6, 60% off, Hoa is a beautiful puzzle platforming game that features hand-painted environments, a soothing soundtrack, and a peaceful, imaginative world. Glide through vibrant forests, explore intricate landscapes, and solve subtle puzzles while discovering magical creatures, unlocking hidden stories, and immersing yourself in the gentle rhythm of the world as music, visuals, and exploration weave together to create a relaxing yet captivating adventure. It's a 72 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $9, 75% off, Escape Academy Deluxe Edition is a puzzle adventure game that combines handcrafted escape rooms, a quirky school setting, and an expansive season pass full of new challenges. Solve intricate puzzles, compete in exciting tournaments, and explore the campus while uncovering secrets, mastering solo and cooperative play, and interacting with a colorful cast of faculty who guide and challenge you along the way. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 1 out of 10, and about 5 hours to platinum. For $6, 75% off, Ultros is a psychedelic sci-fi adventure that puts you in a mysterious space vessel stranded on the sarcophagus, a drifting cosmic structure harboring an ancient demonic being. Explore a vast alien world, engage in intense close-quarters combat, and cultivate the environment while mastering loot mechanics, unlocking abilities, and uncovering hidden lore that gradually reveals your role in the cycle of destruction and rebirth. It's a 79 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 7 out of 10, and about 35 hours to platinum. For $10, 50% off, Turbo Overkill is a savage cyberpunk FPS where you play as Johnny Turbo, a heavily augmented bounty hunter armed with rockets, chainsaw legs, and an arsenal of insane weaponry. Slide, dash, and wall run through paradise, unleash turbo time to eviscerate enemies, and ride flying car hoods while discovering hidden areas, mastering brutal encounters, and exploring dangerous environments for valuable loot and rare upgrades. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $10, 55% off, Gravity Circuit is a flashy 2D action platformer that channels classic 80s and 90s console gameplay while injecting fast-paced, over-the-top combat. Take control of Kai, the last line of defense against the returning virus army, as you punch, grapple, and unleash powers across stages, rescue civilians, unlock abilities, and defeat bosses, while navigating platforming sequences and uncovering hidden secrets in each level. It's an 86 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $10, 75% off, Alien Rogue Incursion VR is an intense action horror VR game where you play Zula Hendricks, an ex-colonial marine investigating a derelict research facility on Purdon while confronting deadly xenomorphs and environmental hazards. In VR, you explore the facility, engage in combat, and solve puzzles as you rely on stealth, strategy, and firepower to survive ambushes, traps, and cinematic threats across multiple tense encounters. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $7, 65% off, Tales of Kenzera Zau is a mythological adventure about a young shaman named Zau who journeys through the lands of Kenzera to bargain with the god of death and save his father. Wield cosmic powers, battle restless spirits in rhythmic combat, and explore vibrant 2.5D realms filled with ancestral lore, mystical creatures, and secrets, while uncovering the emotional story of grief, courage, and the shaman's path through life and death. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $7, 70% off, Serial Cleaners is a top-down stealth action game where you play as a mob crime scene cleaner in 1990s New York, removing bodies, navigating rooms, and avoiding detection while moving carefully through the city's neon-lit streets. Plan every step, clean bodies, and avoid detection while switching between 4 characters with unique skills, navigating environments, and uncovering hidden areas filled with secrets, traps, and challenges. It's a 70 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $9, 60% off, Vernal Edge is a pixel art Metroidvania where you play Vernal, a young woman seeking her estranged father across the floating islands of Haricot while confronting the Church of Aloe. Explore towns and dungeons, master fast-paced combat with combos and spells, and unlock new abilities while piloting your aircraft to traverse islands freely and uncover secrets, puzzles, hidden lore, and ancient mysteries across the kingdom. It's an 88 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $9, 55% off, Blood Rain 2 Revamped is an action-adventure game where you play as a Vampyr hunting her dangerous vampire siblings. Slash and shoot through hordes of demonic and human enemies using acrobatic movements, rail slides, and fatal finishing moves, unleash vampiric powers like time dilation and enhanced strength, and explore detailed environments filled with deadly traps and visual upgrades. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 15 hours to 100%, no platinum for this one. For $10, 75% off, Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town is a charming farming simulation where you return to Mineral Town to restore your grandfather's farm while caring for crops, livestock, and building your Story of Seasons. Plant and harvest crops, raise animals, befriend townsfolk, explore the village, fish, cook, enjoy festivals, and fall in love while getting married, starting a family, and experiencing the small joys of rural life. It's an 82 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 100 hours to platinum. For $10, 50% off, Symphonia is a whimsical platformer that casts you as Philemon, a mysterious violinist trying to restore music and life to a declining world. Use your violin and bow to traverse levels, solve intricate platforming puzzles, and gather talented musicians while exploring handcrafted areas filled with colorful characters, completing musical challenges, and gradually awakening the symphonic power that sustains this magical world. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $6, 70% off, Plate Up is a chaotic restaurant management roguelite where you build, run, and expand your own eatery while cooking dishes, serving customers, and managing staff creatively and efficiently. Plan your menu, design your kitchen, and upgrade equipment while coordinating with up to 4 players, customizing your restaurant, and tackling hectic shifts filled with demanding customers, challenging recipes, and procedural surprises. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $6, 80% off, Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz HD is a remastered platformer where you guide your monkey through colorful courses, collect bananas, and race to reclaim them from the space pirate king, Captain Krabuchin, with thrilling precision. Roll through over 100 vibrant stages, compete in 10 fan-favorite party games, and challenge yourself in Time Attack or the grueling decathlon while mastering speed, skill, and strategy. It's a 73 on Game Rankings, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 20 hours to platinum. For $6, 60% off, the Quake 1 and 2 bundle is a classic first-person shooter collection where you play the enhanced versions of Quake and Quake 2, experience their original campaigns, and explore new expansions. Battle through dark fantasy and military sci-fi worlds, master fast-paced combat, and enjoy online or local co-op while unlocking new levels, horde challenges, and community mods across 2 iconic FPS games. It's a 91 average on Game Rankings, average trophy difficulty around 4 out of 10, and about 45 hours to get both platinums. For $7, 65% off, Overland is a turn-based survival game where you manage a group of travelers on a post-apocalyptic road trip across the United States while facing deadly creatures, scarce supplies, and unpredictable events. Scavenge fuel, weapons, and medkits, rescue stranded survivors and animals, and navigate randomly generated landscapes while making tough choices, planning every move, and surviving tense encounters along the way. It's a 71 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 8 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. For $7, 50% off, Shadows of Adam is a pixel art JRPG where you follow the children of the legendary hero Orazio as they uncover dark secrets in the village of Adam and confront the resurgence of an ancient evil. Explore gorgeous environments, engage in strategic AP-based battles, and experience a story-driven adventure filled with memorable characters, emotional twists, and a modernized 16-bit aesthetic while enjoying a sweeping original soundtrack. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 6 out of 10, and about 25 hours to platinum. For $7, 75% off, RPG Time: The Legend of Wright is a whimsical, inventive RPG that transforms your classroom into a handcrafted world of adventure, following Game Master Kenta's notebook filled with drawings, cardboard, and stationery brought to life. Each turn of the page brings unique gameplay, from turn-based battles to action sequences, bullet hell challenges, and puzzles, delivering constant surprises, creativity, and humor. It's a 76 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 5 out of 10, and about 15 hours to platinum. For $7, 90% off, Need for Speed Unbound is a high-octane street racing game where you race through Lakeshore, outsmart cops, and compete in weekly qualifiers to reach the Grand, the city's ultimate racing challenge. You'll customize a variety of cars and motorbikes, drift, drag, and engage in PvP showdowns, while taking on dynamic events across a vibrant, neon-lit world with a thumping global soundtrack that keeps adrenaline pumping. It's a 75 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 3 out of 10, and about 40 hours to platinum. For $6, 80% off, LEGO Bricktales is a puzzle adventure game where you restore your grandfather's amusement park, explore imaginative LEGO worlds, and solve creative brick-based challenges with your little robot companion. Build structures, tackle physics-based puzzles, and travel through diverse biomes, from jungles and deserts to castles and islands, while unlocking skills, customizing rides, and finding hidden secrets along the way. It's a 73 on OpenCritic, trophy difficulty around 2 out of 10, and about 10 hours to platinum. Alright, that's it for today's list, everybody. If you've played any of these already, drop your thoughts in the comments. Your insights help others find great games too, it's not just mine. As always, I want to thank all my channel members for their generous support, but to all you out there who watch, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff as well, thank you. You're the reason I'm still having fun making all these videos every day, and I'm genuinely grateful for each and every one of you out there. If you can spare $1 a month, you get early access to all my videos, and it helps me out more than you know. But I know times are tough out there, so all I do ask is, if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with any new sale stuff that I put out, leave a like, and comment down below if you've got any of these platinums or plan on going for any of them.